1 Kings chapter 5, Solomon's riches, international affairs. Solomon ruled over all the kingdoms from the river to the land of the Philistines, down to the border of Egypt. They paid Solomon tribute and served him as long as they lived. Solomon's provisions for each day were 30 cores of fine flour, 60 cores of meal, 10 fatted oxen, 20 pasture-fed oxen, and 100 sheep, not counting harts, gazelles, roebucks, and a fatted fowl. He had dominion over all the land west of the river, from Tiphash to Gaza and all its kings, and he had peace on all the borders round about. Thus Judah and Israel lived in security, everyone under their own vine and fig tree, from Dan to Beersheba, as long as Solomon lived. Solomon's riches, chariots and horses. Solomon had 40,000 stalls for horses, for chariots, and 12,000 horsemen. The governors, one for each month, provided food for King Solomon and for all the guests at King Solomon's table. They left nothing unprovided for the chariot horses and draft animals. Also, each brought his quota of barley and straw to the required place. Solomon's renown. Moreover, God gave Solomon wisdom, exceptional understanding and knowledge, as vast as the sand of the seashore. Solomon's wisdom surpassed that of all the peoples of the east and all the wisdom of Egypt. He was wiser than anyone else, wiser than Ethan the Ezrahite, or Haman, Shalkal, and Darda, the musicians. And his fame spread throughout the neighboring peoples. Solomon also uttered 3,000 proverbs, and his songs numbered 1,005. He spoke of plants, from the cedar on Lebanon to the hyssop growing out of the wall. And he spoke about beasts, birds, reptiles, and fishes. People from all nations came to hear Solomon's wisdom, sent by all of the kings of the earth who had heard of his wisdom, preparations of the temple. When Hiram, king of Tyre, heard that Solomon had been anointed king in place of his father, he sent an embassy to him, for Hiram had always been David's friend. Solomon sent back the message to Hiram, "You know that David my father, because of the wars that beset him, could not build a house for the name of the Lord his God until such time as the Lord should put his enemies under the soles of his feet. But now the Lord my God has given me rest on all sides, without adversary or misfortune, so I intend to build a house for the name of the Lord my God, as the Lord said to David my father, your son, whom I will put upon your throne in your place, shall build the house for my name. Give orders, then, to have cedars from the Lebanon cut down for me. My servants shall accompany yours, and me, my servants, shall accompany yours. And I will pay you whatever you say for your servants' wages. For you know that there is no one among us who is skilled in cutting timber like the Sidonians." When Hiram had heard the words of Solomon, he was overjoyed and said, "Blessed be the Lord this day, who has given David a wise son over the numerous people." Hiram then sent word to Solomon, "I have heard the proposal you sent me, and I will provide all the cedars and fir trees you desire. My servants shall bring them down from the Lebanon to the sea, and I will arrange them into rafts in the sea, and bring them whatever you say. There I will break up the rafts, and you shall take the lumber. You, for your part, shall furnish the provisions I desire for my household." So Hiram continued to provide Solomon with all the cedars and fir trees he desired, while Solomon gave Hiram 20,000 cores of wheat to provide for his household, and 20 cores of hand-pressed oil. Solomon gave Hiram all this every year. The Lord gave Solomon wisdom, as he promised him. So there was peace between Hiram and Solomon, and the two of them made a covenant. King Solomon raised 30,000 forced laborers from all of Israel. He sent them to Lebanon for a month in relays of 10,000, so that they spent 1 month in the Lebanon and 2 months at home. Adoniram was in charge of the forced labor, Solomon and 70,000 carriers, and 80,000 stonecutters in the mountain, in addition to 3,300 overseers answerable to Solomon, who were in charge of the work and directed the people engaged in the work. By order of the king, fine large blocks of stone were quarried to give the house a foundation of hewn stone. Solomon's and Hiram's builders, along with others from Jerubbaal, shaped them and prepared the wood and stones for building the house. God bless you.